So hello my dear friends, welcome back. Welcome to your channel Cooking Astrology. First of all, I would like to thank all of you for subscribing my channel and liking my videos. Thanks a lot. So let's continue our long journey, our long series of planets through Navamsa Chart in Vedic Astrology. And in this particular video, let's try to decode sun placement in the 6th house of your D-9 chart. And what are the kind of karmic results, positive and negative results that are associated with this sun placement. Let's try to understand in this video. See, before actually diving into the results which are associated with sun in the 6th house, you need to have basic understanding of what is the 6th house of the D9 chart. See, the 6th house in the D9 is the representation of the spiritual progression. Now, this is not the spiritual progression which is happening after marriage. It shows the spiritual progression in your life happening after encountering any sort of a relationship, specifically love relationships into your life. It also doesn't matter whether the love relationships are successful or they are not successful. It totally depends over whenever you are interacting any sort of love relationships in your life. So the kind of impact that is going to leave you is actually seen through the 6th house. 6th house is also the house which shows the bondages. Bondages mean bandhan actually. It's the bondages that you are having with someone. It's the bondages with your wife also, with your husband, the bondages with your kids also. Even if you are doing a 9-to-5 job, you are working in a corporate. So that bondage with your top boss, with the organization, with the people that are working up there. So 6th house also shows that karmic bondages. Even if you want to see and predict for how long I'm going to stay in one particular place or for how duration, what is the duration where I'm going to stay in that particular place, in that particular area. So that is also seen through the 6th house. Any sort of major movements, major relocations in your life, that is also coming through the 6th house. Apart from this, if you want to understand the financial journey of a person, specifically the journey which any individual is going to start at the age of 25 and then by the age of 60, 70. So your financial journey is also seen through the 6th and even the 12th axis of the D9 chart. So more the cluster of planets that are going to be posited in the 6th and 12th, it shows the journey is going to be very complicated. Even the malefics that are actually gaining control, or if they are posited in the 6th house, it shows a long lasting financial progression journey is going to be there. Because this is not only your chart or this is not only your house. From the 7th house of D9 chart, if you count 6 house, it's going 12 places away. So that is the house which shows the investments or any sort of wise investment decisions that you are going to make with the help of your spouse, partner, and even with the combination of both of you. How you are going to take the decisions regarding purchasing your first home, property, buying a car, or any other investment related decisions. That is also seen through the 6th house. Even from the compatibility standpoint of view, like if you want to see whether I'm going to having some spiritual compatibility with my partner or not, or if she's entering into my life, so whether she's bringing some spiritual aspects at the same time or not. So any sort of spiritual give and take in your life because of your wife or because of your husband is seen through the 6th house. And that is where at the time of matchmaking, we must see if the one person is having malefic in the 6th, so other person need to have some benefic in the 6th. This represents the balanced approach into the relationship. Even the disease aspect actually, health and the disease aspect, that also actually comes under the bondages part. Because if someone is suffering because of other person disease, suppose your wife is sick, your husband is sick, and you are suffering because of them. So it's also showing that bondage. And that is the bandhan or the bondage which is coming because of the planet that is actually posited in the 6th house. Now, first of all, whenever the sun or Surya is actually going into the 6th house, first of all, this is naturally the sole significator graha. So it means there is going to be a lot of karmic connectivity connected with all the things which I have taught you in this video is actually going to be present up there. Sun in the 6th house specifically will eventually going to help you in the spiritual progression at the same time. And this is the number one placement where any sort of healing related career options going into the field of astrology, numerology, palmistry, occult sciences, even Vedanga also. Anything which is ancient. The knowledge of Vedas, that is also going to be present up there. So whenever sun is going in the 6th house, this is going to enhance and uplift that knowledge or your inclination is going to be towards learning these subjects. Now, why that inclination is coming? Because of Surya. This is a malefic energy. Now, whenever the malefics are going in the 6th house, it shows there are going to be a lot of initial breakups that are happening in your life, or this is some sort of a one-sided love as well. Like where you are loving someone, but that person is not loving you back. So where you are giving more and you are not receiving anything back into your life. That is also seen through the sun placement specifically. Now, after longer and much longer duration of times, whatever the initial sufferings or whatever the mental traumatic experiences that you are going to go through into your life in the later stages of the life, this shows the spiritual progression is going to take place. Specifically, sun mature at the age of 21 in Vedic astrology. So this is the first age where you are going to experience that progression into your life, or you will feel one step closer to reunionship with God or with some supreme energy which is present above you. At the same time, this placement is not good from the health aspect actually. Now here I'm not only talking about the health aspect of you, specifically your spouse or life partner. Because what is happening up there, this is the planet which also is the karka of your vitality. So that vitality, if it is going into the 6th house, this is going to create sufferings because of the health aspect of your spouse or life partner. And that is also the reason this is actually going to give bondages with specific places actually, with specific cities also. Like you are staying maybe right now in India, in Pune. So there is going to be some karmic bondage with that particular city. If you are staying in Mumbai, maybe Delhi, maybe outside USA, in the New York, in Texas, or anywhere actually. So this is going to create that karmic bondages. Now, if you want to see for how long I'm going to stay in that particular place or whether relocations are going to be there, directly look into the 12th house. 12th house or the planets posited in the 12th house, they are eventually going to give you the answer. Like whether this bondage is going to be for 6, 7, 8, even 9 or 10 years actually. Apart from this thing, when it comes to the spiritual journey, now sun, first of all, as I told you, it's naturally the soul significator. It represents the Atman. This is the planet of purity. Now, in order for you to go through that purity, initially you need to go through a lot of sufferings in your life. And that sufferings are also going to be becoming more harder if there are cluster of planets posited in the 6th and the 12th house. You can pick up any Navamsha Kundli with more malefic associations, or even the benefic association as well. Suppose there are 3 planets that are conjunct in the 6th house, and in the directly opposite in the 12th house also 2 or 3 planets are conjunct up there. Now, whenever the more cluster of planets they are going towards the 6th and the 12th axis, this is actually going to create the tug of war kind of a situation. And this tug of war is not happening outside, it's happening actually in the inner world. Because here one end of the planets are actually going to pull you into the materialistic side of the life. So where the planets are asking you to build financial security, build financial stability, there is the importance of finance in my life. And on the other hand, the planets that are actually in the 12th house, they are pulling you towards the spiritual progression. Suppose you are having Jupiter, Ketu, Moon in the 12th house. Now what is happening now? One leg is in the materialism actually. Because any malefic in the 6th, it shows one leg is there in the materialism. No matter how hard you pull it out, this is again going to take you there. But from the mental basis, the person is going to be very spiritual. And that is the reason I told you initially, if you want to make your career into the field of spirituality, this is a good placement. Apart from this thing, if suppose the Sun and Rahu and Ketu axis, if that are actually getting in conjunction with this Surya, okay, it may be Sun is with Rahu or Sun is with Ketu, but if the axis is coming between the 6th and 12th, it shows the major amount of karmic backlogs in your life is specifically connected with your father. Many a times, if Sun is debilitated in the sign of Libra and it's with Ketu, it shows the halting factor in the lineage to grow forward. So this is going to create problematic situations, not in the marriage part, but into the specifically the children aspect of the life. Very difficult to grow the lineage further. Because whenever the planets like Surya specifically, even Saturn also, Venus also, Mercury, if they are going in the 6th house and they are suppose very weak up there, by mean to say weak, if they are in the debilitation actually, in the sign of Scorpio, in the sign of Aquarius, because these are the Drid Rashis. It symbolizes the fixed karmas that you need to pay in this life actually. So whenever Sun is going in that Drid karma or the fixed karma, and Ketu and Rahu is actually coming, then this is going to deepen that karma. Now that karmic connectivity is going to be specifically with your father, and it's not only father, it's connected with your lineage as well, Pitrus, ancestors. So it means you are right now present in this universe, is you must need to give something back. Because most of the time I have seen malefic association tend to make individual very successful, professionally and financially. I'm not talking about you are going to become a millionaire or a billionaire. Although the combinations are there, then definitely you can become, but you have the capacity to acquire a decent growth. So out of all the family members, if more malefics are in the 6th house, you are going to be the number one person who is going to acquire the most financial growth in your life. And that is where this is also going to be acting as a karmic burden, because you have gained something because of the Pitris or because of the ancestors. So now this is the time for you to pay that tribute back to your Pitris as well, in the form of maybe doing Havna, doing some donations, doing some charity. So charity in the name of Pitrus is also going to be very important. Pitru simply mean ancestor. Any remedy you want to do for ancestors, perform it on Amavasya, no moon day, specifically in the month of September. So this is actually going to show you that more effective results. Even as I told you, this is actually going directly 12 places away from the 7th house. So it also shows the financial journey or the investment journey. I will tell you, Sun, if it is exalted in the sign of Aries in your Navamsha Kundli, then this is going to be a great financial journey. As soon as you are getting married, it doesn't matter whether you are a male or a female, this is actually going to skyrocket your money and wealth aspect at the same time. Because this is also the house, as I told you, it shows the bondages. So one bondage, suppose right now you are working in a 9-to-5 job and you are not married. As soon as you are getting married to someone, that bondage, previous bondage is getting destroyed, and this is going to open the new channels for making good wealth into your life. And that is the reason why the malefics tend to outperform in the 6th house also. It's also the balance of energy in the 12th house is also very important. Otherwise, you individuals tend to become very frustrated. You are then going to ask for the reason, purpose. If there is no balance in the 6th and 12th, so you are definitely going to ask the reason and purpose of your life. Why I'm there? What is the reason? What is the purpose? So that level of secludedness, that level of loneliness is also going to be there. And the reason is, it's not a bad thing if you are becoming lonely and secluded because of this particular placement. Because loneliness is very important for spiritual progression. Without a loneliness, if you are living in gatherings, or if you are not a kind of person who is more comfortable with his own energy, then it's not a spiritual chart. You can also identify in this way whether you feel comfortable in your own company, in your own time. So that is the Surya, which is symbolizing, it's giving you light to your soul, to your Atman. This is even going to sometime create the hunches in back of your mind actually. Whatever the past life karma that you have bring in this life. So Sun in the 6th have the capacity to illuminate all these things. And that is where you are going to see everything which is good, which is bad. So when you start seeing what is good, what is bad now, this will eventually going to help you to attract all the negative and positive urjas. It's not an easy placement for everyone to handle this Surya energy in the 6th house. Because wherever Sun is sitting, the chart is automatically tilted, or all the planets, they also going to revolve around wherever the Sun is going. So your Navamsha footprint, your marriage footprint is going to be revolving around wherever the Surya is posited. So in this way, you can study Sun placement into the 6th house. I hope you have gained some deep insights in this video with me. If you are having any queries, any consultations, you can feel free to contact me at my email ID. Any marriage, business, spiritual, full chart consultation, do let me know. I will try my best to get back to you as soon as possible. So till then, please subscribe my channel below. Make sure to hit the like button. And I'm going to meet you very, very soon in the next video. Till then, bye-bye and Hare Krishna.